This is PRIME7 Local News.
Tonight, plans revealed for Gunneda's new hospital with a substantial drop in bed numbers. Minimum wage earners granted a pay rise with mixed reactions from small business.
I'm Kirsty Fitzpatrick. Later this news hour, the dire warning about our cost of living and the narrow escape as a 10-tonne concrete truck slams into a home.
Now, PRIME7 Local News.
Good evening. New information about the redevelopment of Gunnedah Hospital has left the community in shock. Hunter New England Health promised no services would be lost, but a meeting held this week revealed otherwise.
A meeting to discuss the redevelopment of Gunnedah Hospital has left local leaders angry and in shock.
The current concept basically has 18 less beds, and that's not acceptable for this community.
Gunnedah Hospital currently has a capacity of 48 beds, but information revealed last night shows it will only have 30 beds after the multi-million-dollar upgrade is complete.
So there is a net loss of beds, and that is a problem.
Gunnedah Shire Council says this is a one-off chance to ensure the growing town has infrastructure to meet future growth.
It will shape the future of Gunnedah. If the services and the infrastructure is not available, it will hamper the growth, no doubt at all, of this community going forward. And we can't accept that as a community, and we've been promised something completely different.
Member for Tamworth, Kevin Anderson, promised the hospital upgrade during the 2019 state government election. Hunter New England Health telling residents no services would be lost.
I've already had discussions with Hunter New England Health this morning, and what we have done is up the ante on the consultation.
The new design includes a number of infusion chairs to provide dialysis and chemotherapy, but the health infrastructure website says these services will only come online in the future. Hunter New England Health was contacted for comment. Tony Abragetti, PRIME7 News.
Staff at a fast food store in Tamworth have been left in shock after an armed hold-up last night. Tony Abragetti is in Tamworth for us tonight. And Tony, what happened?
Maddie, police were called to this Domino's store on Phillip Street in West Tamworth just after 9 o'clock last night. Police say a man entered the store armed with a gun and took the cash drawer. He left in a white Mitsubishi Lancer that was reported stolen from William Street earlier in the evening. A witness who was sitting in the car park waiting for their food told PRIME7 there was only one person in the store at the time. A spokesperson for Domino's said that staff member has been offered counselling.
Thanks for the update, Tony. Tony Abragetti there. Minimum wage workers have earned a pay rise. While it's been widely welcomed, small businesses are wondering how they will cover the extra cost while also battling staffing shortages.
It's a financial boost for the country's lowest paid workers. The Fair Work Commission today announcing a 5.2% wage increase.
We think it's going to make a significant difference to the pressures that low-paid workers are under with cost of living rising.
It's a decision that will affect more than 2.7 million workers, but it will also have an impact on small business, many who are already struggling to attract staff to fill vacancies. David Daly manages the Big Four Paradise Tourist Park in Tamworth.
We just don't have the staff numbers to be able to get all our product out there and cleaned in time for everyone to come and stay, which causes a sort of downturn in the business for sure.
And it's taking its toll on other members of his workforce.
So they are working well above what they sort of have in the past. They are burning out as well. They work very long hours here.
The rise in minimum wage will mean around $40 a week more in the pockets of workers. Local business owners see this as a fair increase to match cost of living, but they fear this will be just another cost they need to pass on to customers.
Look, it's certainly going to be a challenging time. Will it mean that we're going to have to reduce staff to offset that cost, or are we going to have to increase prices to ensure that we can maintain the same level of service?
Oh, it's extremely difficult to budget for.
The minimum wage rise comes into force from July 1. Brianna Porter, PRIME7 News.
Hospitality businesses are being forced to shake up their menus thanks to the shortage of some fresh produce. Many are unsure when more supplies will arrive as they also deal with skyrocketing prices.
It started with lettuce. Now the shortage of some fresh produce is spreading. Paradise Farmer Market relies on supplies from Brisbane and Sydney markets, but the majority is grown in the Sunshine State, which was severely impacted by flooding earlier this year.
It simply stems back to they couldn't plant product when we had all that rain. Not so much the flooding, but all the rain stopped farmers getting on paddocks for 4 to 5 weeks, and they couldn't plant, so now it's coming through now, there's nothing to harvest.
While the shortages are affecting home menus, hospitality businesses are also taking a hit. The usual staples of lettuce, broccoli, herbs and spinach now in short supply.
From week to week, various. Definitely lettuce this week, wombok. Any given time it could be coriander or mint.
And businesses are also being forced to make changes. Miss Juju's Catering had to limit its supply of rice paper rolls, one of the most popular items on their menu.
We don't have a massive menu, so it's one of the signature dishes that we do. So to not put it on the menu or to have a limited supply is a bit of a concern.
Vegetable prices are also skyrocketing, affected by petrol and fertiliser costs due to the war in Ukraine. Miss Juju's produce bill has risen around 40 to 50%, and consumers are also feeling the strain.
$9.95 for nice big lettuce. That's pretty rich.
Many are now changing up their meals for dinner. It could be some time until shoppers get their hands on a wide selection of cheap veggies.
In southern Queensland, we've still got the same problem. They're only starting to get on paddocks now, so we're still 4 to 5 months of fixing the problem.
Rachel Holdsworth, PRIME7 News.
Tamworth Regional Council is looking to bring back bulky waste collection with some changes. The curbside pickup was axed in 2019 and replaced with a voucher system. A new scheme is being proposed that would require residents to make an online booking and pay a fee of around $25 to have their waste picked up. Seniors and concession card holders will be eligible for discounts. Mayor Russell Webb says the bulky waste collection needed to be overhauled to make it more efficient.
People would put their stuff on the verge or on the footpath. The place looked like a rubbish heap for a couple of weeks because people used to put their rubbish out early, and it wasn't healthy. It wasn't a healthy environment. But one of the main things was that we couldn't recycle what people were putting out.
The proposed changes to bulky waste collection will be on public exhibition for feedback from the middle of July. Tamworth Regional Council will refund businesses that have been overcharged for sewerage services. Properties that were undercharged will have the correct fees applied from the 1st of July. An audit of non-residential properties found more than 300 had been incorrectly charged, costing council around $370,000. The report found the reason for the mistake was an incorrect sewer discharge factor applied to businesses, which is an estimate of how much wastewater is discharged.
We're going to be undertaking random audits, so every 12 months we might select 40 or 50 businesses and just make sure that that what we think they're discharging to sewer is actually an accurate reflection of what they are discharging to sewer.
Council has also reminded businesses that they are accountable for ensuring waste invoice accuracy. Gambling addictions are costing Australians billions of dollars. A program to educate and support people is being launched across regional New South Wales with a focus on those most at risk.
Bright, colourful lights and flashing dollar signs. It seems like fun until it becomes an addiction.
I had no friends. I spent all my time playing poker machines.
Helen says she knew it was more than just having a little fun when she considered remortgaging her home.
The turning point was lying to my church group about where I was one night, and it's really left me with a guilt trip.
Helen isn't alone. Australians lost $25 billion on legal forms of gambling in just 1 year, according to government figures.
In the last few months, our referral numbers have increased by 4 times.
Centacare is one of 10 providers across New South Wales who are stepping up to participate in the Gamble Aware website and program delivery.
Are you gambling with your career?
People can self-refer, they can be referred by any other services, GPs, even, a family or friend can refer someone to us.
The state government has commenced a 3-month targeted ad campaign to promote education, support and treatment.
Are you gambling with your relationship?
What's really important is to have that information in front of people that they can have that trigger to go, actually, is that me that I can see in that ad? Maybe I need to change my behaviour.
The face and location of gambling addiction has changed. Support services say young men who gamble online and using mobile apps are particularly at risk.
In particular, around sports betting.
Get control of your life again. It's so easy. It's a phone call away.
Tony Ambrogetti, Prime 7 News.
It's time now for a quick check of the weather with Kirsty Fitzpatrick. And Kirsty, it was quite a nice day today.
It was, Maddie. Another day of blue skies and sunshine. Hello, everyone. Not too bad at all across the region. It did follow another frosty start for many of us, though. Temperatures reached the mid-teens, though, for the northern tablelands. Around Glen Innes, 14 was our maximum today. Just shy of the 20s, though, for Inverell with 18 and Tamworth with 19, while parts of the northwest slopes did jump above 20. Moree and Narrabri both hitting tops of 21 today. Our winds were out of the north and the northwest, and they reached speeds around 15 kilometres an hour. Now, we are expecting today's sunshine to linger into the rest of the week and for the weekend ahead as well. I'll have all those details coming up very soon, Maddie.
Happy for that sunshine to linger.
Yes, just like your top three, Maddie.
Yeah, see you later. Still to come in Prime 7 local news, a call to confront the problem of elder abuse and why the drop in fuel excise is hitting farmers and trucking companies.
And later this news hour, inflation forecasters saw the Reserve Bank's dire warning for a cost of living reality check. What's being done to keep your lights on? More on the electricity drama. A driver injured after smashing a concrete mixer into his house. And the big changes coming to Instagram, giving parents more power.
You can catch up with Prime 7 local news anytime, anywhere on 7 Plus, and stay in touch 24/7 on 7news.com.au.
Trucking companies and farmers are feeling the impact of a decision to halve fuel excise in March. While the cut provided short-term relief for consumers, there's no rebate on diesel until the fuel excise is restored.
Fuel prices have been at record highs for the last 6 months.
You don't get a warning when the price goes up, it just goes up, and yeah, you write your customers a letter, and by the time they've got the letter and then it's filtered through, it's gone up again.
At the end of March, the federal government stepped in, halving the fuel excise, slashing 22 cents across the board to provide relief. But it meant those eligible for the diesel fuel tax credit could no longer claim it.
It comes through every quarter. We normally just take that off our tax bill.
Before the excise was halved, farmers and truck drivers could claim 17.8 cents a litre of diesel on tax, but they won't receive any rebate until it's restored. Freight driver Tim Webster says it will mean between $5,000 and $10,000 extra on his tax bill over 6 months.
Yeah, $5,000 with ease a quarter.
Farmers are also feeling the loss of the rebate.
The price of diesel is crazy. It is really impacting a lot of areas of our business.
And they're being hit with high costs of fertiliser, freight and electricity.
Our costs of production have gone through the roof. There is no two ways about that. Some of our commodity prices have lifted to compensate for this, and in some cases more than compensate for it.
The Australian Trucking Association says recent data from South Australia indicates more than half of those in the industry won't survive unless rebates are restored before the end of September.
It's just ridiculous. No other business cops a hike like that, and without warning, and not being able to be told what it's going to be and what the result is and where it's going to stop.
Genevieve Lamond, Prime 7 News.
It's a taboo topic, but one that experts say regional communities need to face: sexual abuse of elderly people in aged care facilities. On World Elder Abuse Day, a shocking statistic has come to light. 50 elderly people around Australia are abused every week, and those are just the cases that are reported.
The most vulnerable in our community falling victim to elder abuse.
We have to have these conversations because I think I've gone from 1 call a week to getting 4 or 5.
The financial, emotional, physical and even sexual abuse of older people is more prevalent than some may realise, exacerbated by the pandemic and staff shortages. Today especially a chance to highlight how big of an issue it is.
And I just want everyone on board and everyone talking about this. We can no longer hide and say it's not happening. It is happening. It's real.
Over the past 5 years, there's been a 50% jump in family violence calls to Victoria Police involving those aged over 65. There's an average of 50 sexual abuse cases in aged care across the country per week, and in more than half of those cases, staff reported no physical or psychological impact.
Up to 1 in 6 older Australians will experience some form of abuse in a year. That's a pretty frightening statistic, I think.
Advocates hope this campaign will initiate real significant change at government levels and educate the community, shedding light on issues that exist in the shadows.
We've got a repeat issue here, and we need education, we need awareness, and we need legislation in place to protect people.
I've talked a lot at the individual level, but it's also government level action, and it's inexcusable that our Attorneys General have agreed, but nothing has actually happened.
Claire Sienta, PRIME7 News.
Still to come in PRIME7 local news, Jock Campbell called into the Wallabies A squad and the benefits of getting kids to burn off some energy.
Tomorrow on Sunrise, beating the meat price hikes.
Our exclusive consumer investigation reveals how to find the best quality and price.
That's tomorrow from 5:30am on PRIME7.
Welcome back. Under 5-year-olds are getting the workout of a lifetime at Tamworth PCYC's Mini Monkeys gym classes. Parents say they see a remarkable difference in their children thanks to the extra activity.
It's a mini obstacle course for these monkeys, climbing and jumping at gym class. It's also an important social activity.
6 mornings a week, because we're open on a Saturday morning now as well. So we set up an obstacle course. It's for the kids to develop their skills, gross motor skills, as well as socialisation.
All their favourite activities in the one room to share with friends.
The relationships are really, really good. They build on them here, and it gives them confidence for when they go to school. So with socialising and things like that, because a lot of kids don't socialise before school and it's very overwhelming.
Parent Connie sees a noticeable difference in her children following the class.
A lot less struggles with them emotionally, so they're a lot less grouchy and things like that. You get really great lunchtime sleeps.
Parents say the under 5 gym classes have been important for their child's physical and mental development, improving mobility and socialisation.
We all know emotional comes from both physical and social interactions with the kids, so it's really good. They love it. They get lots of exercise, they grow lots of muscle and build on their balancing skills.
It's not the only program on offer to keep kids stimulated.
After Mini Monkeys, 1 or 2 days a week, and just do messy play, and there's all different things. So they do cocoa with flour, so if the kids are eating it, it's not a problem. They do spaghetti, like coloured cooked spaghetti that the kids can play with.
The PCYC Youth Club is also in the process of planning a jam-packed active school holiday program.
We're running multi-sports days. So with those, we run lots of different activities. So we've got Nerf fun days, we've got Ninja Warrior courses, our ever popular gymnastics, because we run a lot of that, ball sports, cooking.
Registrations for the July holiday program are currently available online. Genevieve Lamond, PRIME7 News.
In Varel-born Jock Campbell has been named in the Australian A squad for the Pacific Nations Cup. Campbell plays for the Queensland Reds. He was tipped to be named in the Wallabies side for the 3 series against England, but narrowly missed out. The fullback will join his teammates in Sydney at the end of June before travelling to Fiji for their first game against Samoa on the 2nd of July. Still to come in PRIME7 News, Kirsty Fitzpatrick will be back with your local weather details.
Good evening, everyone. High pressure is helping skies remain clear and mostly sunny for the north of the state, while in the south a trough is forecast to bring some showers between about now and Friday. High pressure will return for the weekend, though, with another burst of blue skies before the next wet weather system arrives into early next week. At this stage, though, those showers are directed mainly to the south, so no more than a slight drizzle is forecast across the northern interior for the coming week. On to tomorrow, another day of mostly clear and sunny skies for our region. Possible early morning falling frost mainly in the tablelands and for parts of the south, with some cooler overnight lows down to 1 at the Barrington Tops and 2 degrees in Walker. Fog also possible in the morning, but during the afternoon those skies will clear to sunshine and a light to moderate westerly breeze. 17 our maximum for Inverell for tomorrow, and Scone 18 degrees. Another mostly sunny day for our Friday to end the working week. The high teens for most, temperatures around average for this time of year. Overnight lows below 5 degrees for the most part. Inverell down to 1 with a top of 16, and again some early fog and frost about the region. Winds taking a bit of a cool shift, tending southwesterly around 15 to 20 kilometres an hour. Armidale 13 degrees and Tenterfield a top of 16. Into Saturday, the blue skies and sunny weather continuing again. Moree, Gunnedah and Narrabri all tops of 19. The same for Tamworth, so patchy frost in the morning towards the east, starting to drop below freezing once again for Armidale with -1, and the same for Walker. Murrurundi a top of 16 degrees. If we look ahead now to the next 7 days, we can see a clear and mostly fine weekend is on the way. Tops of 19 from Saturday through to Monday for Tamworth. Midweek we could be impacted by a cold front. At this stage, temperatures not dropping down too much though. Nice and sunny for the next few days, Maddie. Plenty of nice temperatures around too.
Yeah, what a week. Looks good. Thanks, Kirsty. See you later. Now for a quick look at fuel prices around the region. In Tamworth, the Mobil has unleaded for $1.96. Diesel is $2.20 at the Coles Express. A bit of competition in Gunnedah with unleaded at $1.94 and diesel at $2.16 at the Mobil, Shell and Railway Street Independent. At Narrabri, unleaded is $2.01 and diesel is $2.21 at the Independent on the Old Newell Highway. And at Glen Innes, the Caltex has unleaded for $1.97. Diesel's $2.15 at the Endeavour and the United as well. And that's all we have time for tonight. Thanks for your company. You can join the debate on our Facebook page, and you can catch up on our website or of course at 7plus. Right now though, Kirsty is back with your national news.